Good morning, students. Here, today I am in front of you with a new lesson. The name of a lesson is Bird and Salim Ali. Okay, so today we are going to learn about birds and the relation with Salim Ali. Now, in our warm-up session, you can see the different pictures of different birds. Now, first one is Alexandrine parakeet. Second one, common myna. Third one is Indian robin. Fourth one, Indian roller. And fifth one is the house sparrow that you commonly see, no? Now, in the next, name these pupils. Okay, a person who study planet. What they are called? Botanists. A person who study animal. Geologist. A person who studies bird. Ornithologist. A person who study insects. Etymologist. A person who study man is known as psychologist. Okay, so now I will start with my lesson. Ornithologist, that means the person who study about birds. Unlike bird watcher, make a scientific study of birds. Bird watchers, as is evident by the name, are hobbyists who watch a bird in their natural environment and learn to identify them. In order to correctly identify birds and to settle any argument that might arise from identification, most bird watchers refer to the handy guides of Indian foremost authority on the subject, the ornithologist Dr. Salim Mozuddin Ali. Now, student, in a warm-up sessions, I have introduced about the person who had a different person or different works and they are given a different name. Okay, the person who study about a man, they are known as a psychologist. So here the person who study about the birds, the nature of the birds in their natural surrounding, not keeping a birds in a cage, but like a bird watcher. What they are known as? They are known as ornithologist. Okay, so today we are going to learn about a person. The name of a person is Dr. Salim Mozuddin Ali. Salim Ali, born in 1896, was the youngest of a brood of 9 children. So how many children their parents was having? 9 children. His parents passed away when he was still a child, and he and his siblings were brought up by his uncle, Amiruddin Tyabji. Amiruddin Tyabji. So what was the name of an uncle? Amiruddin Tyabji, who has taken care of not only Salim Ali but also his other siblings. Amiruddin Tyabji used to accompany men of royal family in their shikar hunts. Okay, conservation was not a concern back then, and being a good marksman who could boost a good bag was something to be proud of. So now Amiruddin Tyabji, he belongs from a royal family. And what is the hobby of a royal family? To kill the animals. They go for a hunting. To preserve or to conserve the animals was not their concern. Okay, was not their concern back. So they think if they can hunt a tiger, they can hunt a deer, that would be a proud for them. Something to be proud of. Salim Ali, all of 9 or 10 years, were gifted by an air gun by his uncle. So what his uncle did? To keep on the heredity, his uncle has gifted a Salim Ali an air gun through which he can kill the birds. It was not very reliable weapon, but the young boy began to hunt house sparrow with it. One such dead sparrow had a faint yellow spot on his throat, likely a curry stain. He took it to his uncle, who, not being able to identify it, sent young Salim to the Bombay Natural History of Society. So one day what happened? Now Salim Ali was quite small, no? He was by the age of 9 or 10. So one day he has used the air gun, and with that weapons, what he did? A young boy, he hunt a sparrow. And what was the specific of that sparrow? There was a yellow spot on his throat like a curry. Now Salim Ali brought that sparrow to his uncle to know about the sparrow, that from which community does this sparrow belongs, to find out the identity, what was the name of the sparrow. But uncle was unaware. So to get the information about that sparrow, okay children, now where that sparrow Salim Ali was been sent by his uncle? He was sent to a Bombay Natural History of Society, that is a BNHS. The young boy not only found out that the dead bird was a yellow-throated sparrow, but was also shown other stuffed specimens. Stuffed specimens means what, children? So when he went to a laboratory, now there was a lot of excitement. What type of excitement? That he was not only going to be introduced with that sparrow, but the other specimens, that means the dead birds, okay, some live or unlive, were being kept there, or certain types of chemicals are there which are preserved, which are used to preserve the body, and as the specimen, those birds will look like they are live birds. Okay. Salim Ali returned home with a fascination of birds and 2 books to get him started: Common Birds of Bombay and Naturalist on the Prowl. See. Now, after visiting the Bombay Natural History of Society, his life has completely been changed. Up till now, he was been following the heredity of his family that he has to hunt. But now when he went there, what happened, children? Certainly he came to know about the different varieties of the birds. Okay? And he also received 2 books from there. The name of a book was Common Bird of Bombay and a Naturalist on the Prowl. When still in a school, Salim Ali wanted to take up geology, particularly ornithology, and become an intrepid explorer and big name hunter. However, he found the first year of college so difficult that after struggling through it for 8 and hard months, he gave up. So, when he was about 18, he went off to Burma in order to help his brother run away a hardware shop there. Now, while still in a school, the Salim Ali want to take up the geology. Okay, specifically he want to move to the ornithology. There is a study about a bird, and he took the admission on that also. But at the mid of the term, that is in the first year, he found that it was quite difficult to complete the course. He struggled it for the 8 months. Later on, he went off. And after that, what he did? He went to a Burma to help his brother to run a hardware shop. And in weekend, what he used to do? In weekend, he found him making a study of bird found in Burma. So he used to visit a forest. Okay, and there he used to see the different types of the birds. In the year that followed, their business expanded to include the use of timber. This gave him an excuse to explore the jungle of Burma. So as he went there, as he started working with his brother, what happened? The business has been expanded. It went outside of the Burma. Now he got a chance to explore himself, to see the varieties of bird that was being surrounded there. At 22, he married Temina, a woman supportive to his passion of bird. Okay, at the age of 22, what happened? He got married to a girl. What was the name of a girl? Temina, a woman, and she was also supportive to his passion. Together, they raised Burmese silver peasants from a wild collected egg and had a leopard cat, a T is sure, a flying lemur, and a great pied hornbills at pet. Now, as they started raising in Burmese, they started collecting the wild birds and their eggs, okay? And they had some of the pet in their house. The hardware business ran into a loss and the couple returned to Bombay. But suddenly what happened? The hardware business went into a loss and they had to return back to Bombay, now Mumbai. Salim Ali tried to land job as an ornithologist, but the lack of college degree prevented him from being selected. Finally, the B&H convinced the then government to create the post of guide lecturer. Okay. Now, Salim had already tried to land on the job of a ornithologist. Now, he has not completed his degree. Okay. So, finally, the B&H, now previously also he was connected with that society. So, what the B&H has decided? That they convinced them, what they have decided, to provide him the post of the guide of lecturer in a natural history section of the Prince of Wales Museum. Salim Ali filled in that position while he held that job for 2 years. Okay, so what the BNS has convinced the Salim Ali to create a post. Now, the Salim Ali, you can say, had convinced the BNS to create a post for him. For what? What was the name of the post? The name of a post was a guide lecturer in the natural history section. That is on the Prince of Wales Museum. Okay. Now here he has held the job for 2 years. After that, he realized that his real interest was in a bird. So again he decided to enroll in a proper study of ornithology. But as he put in his autobiography, ornithology has always been the Cinderella of Indian geology, and there was no university or institution in the country. So, while writing the autobiography about himself, he has already mentioned that to study about the ornithology, it is like being a Cinderella of India. Yes, because there was no any university or institution where such training can be done. So Salim Ali went to Burnell University Geological Museum instead. He stayed there for a year, trained under expert and learned the technique and produced a taxonomic work and also the ringing technique. Taxonomic work means what? That is pertaining to scientific pose or classification things. That means we can say throughout the virtual visions or to see the things in his own view, particularly to observe the things, okay, and make record of it. However, even his training in Germany did not assure him a job. When he returned finally, he came up with an ingenious idea. He offered the BNS after completing his degree over there also. He was unable to get the job in Germany. So what he has to do? He has to return back to India. Okay. Now after returning back, he offered at the BNH. What offer was that? He would carry out a systematic field survey of the bird life found in the Indian subcontinent. So there was an offer made by a BNHS society to the Salim Ali. And what was the offer? That eventually he can go to the Indian subcontinent, okay, and he can do the field survey on it. Volunteer basis, provided they raise the necessary fund to cover the actual working, travel and accommodation expenses. So all the accommodation, working, travel, convenience, everything was being carried out by the BNHS society. The BNS accepted at the first survey began in Hyderabad. In a search for the specimens in the initial day, Salim Ali had to try our different method to capture the varieties of bird found in the subcontinent. The survey team used mist nest. Mist nest means the net is used to catch the bird, but that is for the temporary basis, and the nets are mainly made up of polytechnic, or you can say a polyester, okay, that would not harm the birds. They were set up during the early hours of the dawn or dusk or during the night to catch the unsuspecting birds. This ensured that the shy or suckling birds on dense shrubbery were also identified and categorized. Why they have to put the net to catch the birds? Yes, because some birds are very shy. You might have observed, no? If you go little nearby, they flew away. So that's why the nets are being put either in early morning or during a evening or during a night, so that they can closely observe the habit of the birds, okay, and they can make a note of it. Salim Ali chose to begin his work in the remote area. Remote means very interior area. They carried specimen boxes, hurricane, lantern, iron buckets, beading towels, sheet bags of rice and flour, crockery, clutchery, ghee, kerosene tins, and dome-shaped open-work bamboo basket to live chicken for progressive transfer to the menu. That means where the Salim Ali has chosen to work in a very remote, in a very dense forest where we can rarely found any human beings. So he has to carry out all the things, right, from a lantern, kerosene, the daily food, that is a chicken, okay, the clutcheries, the ghee, whatever is needed, the rice, everything he has to carry it along with self. Salim Ali was instrumental in saving the wetland of Bharatpur and helped it become a bird sanctuary. The local villager wanted to drain the marshy and use the land for agriculture. Now what the Salim Ali did? Salim Ali was instrumental. Instrumental means very important of making something. Okay. Now he wants to save the wetland. Now children, those who are living in a Kaler or Kasheli, now you can find the place, okay, that is near to the bridge or some wetland. The lands are very wet, and you can, during a period of time, you can also see a different types of the birds are there. They come, they migrate, okay, and there they catch the fish. You might have observed the white color birds, that is a flamingo. Huge in a group of flock of birds, they come out. So the Salim Ali wants to save that wetland and want a Bharatpur people to convert that wetland into a sanctuary. But what the local villagers and the government want to do, they want to drain away those marshy land and they want to convert it into a agriculture. But Salim Ali was successful in creating an awareness among the people and to save the wetland. And now this was a place where BNHS began to the ringing of birds in India, and he was successful in changing the wetland into a bird sanctuary. After India gained independence, he not only took over BNH but also saved the institution from shutting down. He has honored with the Padma Shri and Padma Vibhushan, and in a time came to be known as Birdman of India. He passed away in 1987 at the age of 91, leaving behind a rich legacy of ornithology and the bird watching. See student, so not always the degree is very important. Yes, sometimes your guts, your courage, that also is needed so that you can fulfill your dream. Okay. Now here we will complete the table about this Dr. Salim Ali. Full name Salim Ali. Okay. The next you have year of birth 1896, a gift which changed in a life, airgun. In Burma, timber business. In Bombay, guide lecturer in the Prince Wells Museum. Married to Tehmina. Offer he made to a Bombay Natural History Society. He would conduct a survey on bird, a BNHS bear the expensive. The wetland became the Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary. Lovingly called. What he was lovingly called? Now you will tell me, can you tell me the students? The birdman of India. Yes, here it is. See what he was been lovingly called? The birdman of India. Okay. Died in the year of 1987 at the age of 91. Award he won Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan. Now students, it is time to return for the grammar. So today I am going to explain you about the phrasal verb. So students, it is now a time to learn about a grammar. Today I will explain you phrasal verb. You have already learned that a phrasal verb has two parts, a verb and a particles. The meaning of a phrasal verb may be different from the meaning of the two parts separately. Now read this sentence from the text. After India gained independence, we not only took over BNHS but also saved the institution from closing down. The highlighted word are the phrasal verb, that is took over and closing down. The first one means to take control over, while second one means stopping to operate. So let us match the phrasal verb. Show off. The first one is try to impress. Take off, leave the ground. Looking forward to, wait eagerly for. Take after. Okay, students? Take after. Resemble, work out, do physical exercise. Look up, find, give me, stop doing something. Turn up, arrive unexpectedly. Set off, start a journey. Clear up. What is make a tidy? Okay. Now here you have to use some of the phrasal verb for the previous exercise to complete this sentence. She has given up eating sweet as she has a medical problem. Please remember to look up the word in the dictionary before the class starts. Tysons love to work out in the gym. Rohan takes after his father. They almost look like brother. I will help you clear up the mess that your friend has created. Samantha had a new red coat that she liked to show off. The plane took off very smoothly. School closed the 2 weeks time. I am really looking forward to the vacation. Mukesh has said that he would be able to come to the party, so we were all surprised when we turned up. We set off early for the picnic. Okay? Now we will see some suitable word which means same as these phrases. Now, a book that lists telephone number, directory, something used to generate electricity, battery, abstract noun form being fearless, bravery, the act of entering a house and stealing the contents, Bulgari, a place where birds are kept, ivory, a daily record of event, diary, a book which lists meaning of word, dictionary, a place where goods are manufactured, factory, a record of past event, history, a place where breads and cakes are made, bakery. Okay, children, you might have understood the lesson as well as the grammar. So we will meet on a next session with a new lesson. Have a good day. Bye. See you.